Welcome to part 4 of my Imperator Rome playthrough as Albion. We started as a small tribe here on the island, expanded very quickly, built quite a few cities, have been able to move the tribals while they were still able to be moved as a tribe into these cities, leaving sparsely populated countryside and heavily populated urban centers. I just popped a 25% pop capacity here, so we need more pops in these areas. I should build some ports up here, but I have a war to concentrate on. We're about to declare here. I'm going to try to close it out very quickly. We should be able to declare war on this guy. We have no claims, essentially. We have one claim for the whole lot, so we're going to get quite a bit of aggressive expansion and take quite a bit of land, so I wouldn't be surprised if we got 60 AE or more. This gives us time to raise our tyranny, juice our tax rate, burn some time, do some assimilation, accrue some PI, build some cities, etc., and stay away from the Romans. So that works out as per plan. Why are you sitting right here? I don't know. Let's do it. Our levies and mercs are in position. Let's declare this war. Start assaulting in earnest. Nice stack wipe to start the war off. And assault. Another stack wipe. Done it. Boom. Let's head out here. Another siege fallen. Let's take some capitals. I'm going to take the stability. Try to buy off this merc. Blew through some money, unfortunately. He's on the prowl. I suppose we could try to... We don't even have a levy. He is, however, under the employ of Sinonia, who is completely occupied and separate peaceable, and there went my money right down the toilet. Let's see if we can piece this lot out here as well, or this tribe. Get some combatants off the field, and get this guy as well. Well, we can't as yet. Have a stability event. We usually take the PI, but the stability is too much. Anyway, we'll take the 5 stability. I think if we can down this fort here, we can siege it. Our levies and mercs are not feeling particularly well, but I think we can close this war out rather quickly. Boom! I think that is all for this war. All except here. I see. Maybe we just don't need trouble with this guy. Our troops are not feeling well, irrespective of anything, and if we were to march them all up there, number 1, it would take time. Number 2, some of this stuff would get reoccupied. This guy would on exile, and who knows what else would happen. I think I'm much more prone to just take this piece out and hope this fellow affiliates himself with someone else, or we'll get a claim on him in some other way. Let's do that. We've done it. I'd like to build a theater in our newly found city here, but don't quite have the money. I bet I can dredge some up by destroying barracks. There's quite a few of them about. I'll take it. As well as tribal settlements. Got quite a few of them as well. That was lucrative indeed. Let's see, we can build certainly a theater there. Theaters all around, in fact, for the continent at least. Well, my dire prediction of 60 AE was off by quite some ways, really. So we can... Into Celtica can be completed. We've taken exactly 1, but 15 pops are assimilated. I'll take that, surely. And now we can take Conquer Belcavia and get a free provincial improvement. Good for me. I'm going to stand down these levies and move the mercs back to this island here. Seem to be getting quite a collection together, this motley crew. And another round of colonization right here. To do more smearing, get our tyranny back up. Boom. I'm not sure there's anything we can do with that. We probably should work our way down here to Phonetic Worship, as there's quite a few 2-stick pops about here, which is where Rome is not, so that's a decent place to expand there, I think. We have a bit of aggressive expansion to burn down before our next war here in Lemovicia. I bet that we could send this fleet down, acquire a few mercs from this Baedecan area here, or even further here without sinking the whole thing. I'm gonna give it a try, see what happens. Research rate is climbing, 135. There's a sizable mercenary right there. That's exactly the sort we're looking. We can't do it. Outside our diplomatic range, I say. Well, I was hoping that if we were adjacent, it would be able to be action. Fleet is feeling rather chipper. I think there's a... I don't want to hobble Carthage, though, against Rome. Although why I'm exactly worried about that, I don't know. I want to go into Iberia as well. There's quite a few druids down there, here. And the warm weather makes for higher population capacities. Quite a bit of farmland about. There's a lot of money in Iberia. Let's see if we travel further down the coast, what will happen. We see we have a fat mercenary stack in Carthage, as well as Zeus, or Ziz. Will we make it back without sinking? We're going to find out. So far, so good. Not really all that bad. Tire that merc, get him on board, and head back to our glorious island. It's a decent Roman merc here. I'm going to deprive Rome of the merc as to how soon he'll be able to get back all the way up here. I'm not holding my breath, surely. Dispatch this barb with that merc while I wait for the AE to come down and these other mercs to arrive. And prosperity, let's see here, we'll take them. Stability. Let's call up a levy. Get on the road. We're topped out on PI. I'm going to move the capital here now. I'm 100% certain of it. It's just a matter of getting the pops there. I can't build an aqueduct yet as the civilization value is not 30. But it will happen, and I'll just make this population higher than our present capital. I need to get about 80 pops there, then we'll build a metropolis. Anyway, make a long story short, we can always use another city in our capital province. This Roman mercenary made it back without starving, but he has no food. I'm going to send him down, assault this fort, and then have him food up and hold him in reserve. Other than that, we are ready to go. We should curb stomp the whole area, so I'm not worried about the war goal per se. There's the war, a fair number of forts, but we can do it. We have some money, why not colonize this druidic territory? There's no good reason, let's do it. We're maxed out on traditions, let's see if we have something useful. Levy size modifier sounds good, let's do it. Assault, 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 boom. Move it out. Proceeding at a breakneck pace, stack wiped a couple of levies, and we're almost ready to assault here, why not just do it? Boom. These guys are not feeling well, but they don't have to be to deal with this guy. Let's proceed here, there, stack wipe, assault of this fort away, let's roll in here, boom, and that is very close to the end. There it is, that should do it. I have the fleet headed down here. We're going to pick up these mercs, bring them back to our island, take all this land, and tax it. This is relatively painless, oddly enough. 34 AE. Okay, we've done it. We have a mission, a couple of freemen. Acquire Sinonia, we'll get 15 PI. We need to spend some before proceeding. I was thinking we could build another city in our would-be capital province. We have a bunch of money. I'm going to shuffle some pops about. I think we could probably handle the two-stick territory up here. We could round out this province here. Maybe grab this as well, provided we can move these pops out and down. It should resolve adequately. Let's try. No, it's not all that bad. 0.20 down. I'm going to evacuate some of these pops. Get them into our auto-assimilating, soon-to-be home region. I have 15 two-sticks. I'm going to essentially distribute them around here in these druid territories. They'll convert at some point. I have 4 in the bank. 1 just hit religious. We can take this, which is irrelevant. This is not bad. Happiness. Build cost is always nice, and then found city modifier. Where have you been all my life? And then we have 1, 2, 3 more for formulatic worship. We can build some aqueducts now. Good for me. And then move some pops, and then move the capital. And probably use another city up here as well. Let's do that. Our new capital region, in theory, is shaping up nicely. Belgica, lots of cities here along these major rivers. Another one going up there. So our aqueducts have hit. I've moved 77 pops in here. I'm sure the ratios are wildly wrong, but they'll get better. We have 77 pops here in our capital. So if we just click this button, it should be 80 PI it is. And we can move the capital immediately. Boom. So the good news of that is that this new region here, well, first of all, our old region of Britannia is wildly primary culture and is probably going to stay that way. This area is essentially primary culture as well, so having these auto assimilation policies there at this point is not exactly the best of efficiencies. But here, however, this governor was about to expire. I'm sure all these policies have done quite a bit of good in Belgica. There's quite a bit of primary culture about, especially in these cities here. We'll be able to set them permanently now in this area, and we'll be able to move pops from adjacent Germania Superior, Celtica, and Amorica into here to assimilate, and then once they do assimilate, we can then move them into various cities that I intend to build many more, much the same as I did here in Britannia in Belgica. So they're already settled, good for me. So he kept the previous governor's policies. That's even better. I'm taking a look here at this mission and seeing what we need to continue. It looks like we just need this territory here, finish this, but there's really not a lot of upside to it. And then we can go here. There's nothing really there either. And then we get a triumph in Celtica. Well, that's nice, but there's no city, and we'd have to take him. He's associated with these two here, which gets us closer to the Roman. So maybe we'll skip all that part. There's not a lot of upside to it relative to the downside. Let's see if we can get another matter of or something. Aquitania, I see. It doesn't want to give me Amorica because it's just that way, I think. Well, there it is. Aquitania, I'll take it. Let's see about getting some claims. Do we get some cities at the end, or a city? We don't now. Well, we'll take the claims. I turned our new capital into a metropolis, paid 25 PI. Normally it's in 100. The House Flavor Rule says I refund myself 75 PI. I limit this metropolis to 1 per region, and that suits my tastes better. I don't think that the metropolis is worth 100 PI. Pay 25. I'm going to build one here as well. I moved the capital from our former location to farmland. We'll close this out in Britannia as civilized and settled. Civilization improved. I was looking over our pantheon deities. It looks like there's a holy site here with this tribe that's unaffiliated with essentially anyone. So let's drop a claim there and see about going and acquiring this territory here where this holy site is, so that we can get another 2.5% pop capacity in all of our territories. Our claims in Aquitania have hit. It looks like we do get a free city there. I think this is the area here that will become one. Let's conquer the whole area. As we are a great power now, I would wager that we are within a diplomatic range of that merc. In Baetica, we are. We can go and pick him up and then bring him back to our island. And I grab a merc here and march him over towards our territory, which is really closer than you'd think. I think I'd rather sail off to Syracuse and take the Romans mercenaries here and here, hire this merc, get him on board. We'll land right over here and attack into these 3 right there. A surprising amount of food. We just need the morale up. Pick up some levies from Britannica. I called up quite a few levies. Our Belgican levies, about 13,000 strong. I'm going to send it down this way, see if we can have 40k on the way down here to land. I couldn't pick up these levies here. I'll have to grab them later. These mercs, it should be a stomp. And then we'll immediately pivot down here, attack Nitrobrigia, and trigger this whole lot here, and then close out this mission, get our free city. That's close enough for me. Let's declare this immediately. Assault, start the series. Stack wipe and assault. Let's start moving down to the new war I intend to declare. This thing was over before it started, and we can peace, I'm sure. Boom. Mercs are feeling good. Our levies are reasonably intact. Let's attack in here. We get 5 primary culture freemen. I'll take that surely. 4 tribesmen want to leave somewhere for some other place. Who knows where? We get 1,000 gold. I'll take it. And now for something completely different. The Roman seems to have finally gotten around to warring with Samnium. What is going on there? I have no idea. Galos has survived. Sardinia, something going on there. Then Insubria. The mighty settled tribe of Insubria is somehow... They must have good relations with the Roman, or the Roman has gone mad. You could almost wrap your head around that it wants to draw us into this area. You could get to thinking, sort of relative to our ability to call up. We have quite a sizable levy here. Belgica is only going to get larger. If we were to war in here and then get adjacent to Insubria, we have a claim there. So we could, boom, boom. We could roll here and then boom, right into Insubria and take the whole lot. Deny the Roman that, but then of course we'd be directly adjacent to the Roman. I think it's a sinister plot that the Roman has come up with. It must be it. The only other answer is that we can cut the Roman in half without ever even having to cut the Roman in half. It's the most bizarre thing I think I've ever seen in Imperator Rome. Normally, taking this out of the Roman is a complete war, but we can take it just because. And then that leaves us with just his Italia and what there is of Magna Graecia, which is like 2/3 of it, and then whatever it is he's got going over here. We're on our way down. We're gonna use this levy from Britannia here to attack Mordulia. We're gonna end up at war with Mordulia, this tribe here, Tarbelia here, and this fellow. We need to file a separate claim to close out our mission here, but this is a secondary concern, really. We have a religious advance, fittingly, for our final innovation we need for formulatic worship. Alright, so it's on. Let's attack and see who we're at war with. That lot there. This war is really over before it starts. If you take a look here at these force counts, it's ugly for the enemy. A separate piece out here. Piece out here as well. I forgot about this tribe here. We'll have to continue the war, which is fine by me, really. A separate piece here as well. Let's get that claim rolling here. Gonna move all the Iberics out up toward our Druidic land. We get a claim. No, we do. We get the claim on where? The place I just spent the 20. Yeah, we get a claim here. I spent PI for nothing. The siege is falling. It's a mess. We have these claims. I say let's use them right now. We've done it. That should allow us to close this war. 18 AE, good for us. We'll stand down, bank some money, maybe build a wonder or something. Let's immediately declare this war after we stand down some levies. Let's do it. Assaulted that fort away. Stack wipe. Assault. Back to the island we go with our mercenaries, and we'll peace out shortly once we occupy that. And peace. Stand these levies down. Back to a peaceful building stance. The Roman must have heard me. He's finally gotten around to attacking Insubria. Get some assimilation here, 15 pops. We'll annex this for popularity. We'll take that to 15 PI. We'll take it. We can't do that because we need to place a governor. We can action that for a little popularity and then get our free city. Looks like our free city is up here. Build a theater. Carry on. Let's finish that mission. Start another. Matter of Amorica. Finally, let's do that. Let's get these claims. No free city. I see. Back to our island. Some time has passed. There was a temple that I'm looking to desecrate down here in Romea. The guy was involved in a war, and now it's over. We can declare war. I'm going to do that right now. Desecrate it and get it over with, because you never really know what can happen. Carthage could end up with it, and then I'll never be able to get at it. Levy of Belgica is up to 16k, good for me. Provincial loyalty, Omen is up to 0.08, good for us. Let's declare this war, secure that holy site, and build it in our capital. Boom. I'm going to build a port here, disband our levy, and should extend our naval range. Let's desecrate the holy site in Aronia. There it is. Desecrate that, and we will rebuild it. Why not rebuild it right here? Let's do exactly that. Well, we don't have a lot of relics presently. In fact, we have 3. Some time has passed. Building a little bit out to the fleet here. Taking a look at the capital province. I note that it has quite a few cities and exactly no food. We have dyes and glass, however. It's good for us, I suppose. I also note that there's quite a bit of migration coming into our capital territories and otherwise. Some of these pops are not primary culture. This has a way of getting out of control really quickly, and I want to sort of nip it in the bud before it blossoms. I found a decent way if you have a coastal area with port, with migration. At some point, in theory at least, all of these pops here, the cities will be heavily populated, and these countryside or fields will be less so. If you build a city, say here, inland, there will be no migration other than from the province itself. And you can move these non-primary, non-religious pops out and plop them in there where you can build a theater and a temple and get some assimilation and whatnot done. If you want to get even more aggressive, you could disperse them in the countryside where the cultural assimilation policy in theory would take effect to an even greater degree than putting them in the city, but that's a lot more pop micro. There's a province here as well which will benefit from the cultural assimilation policy, so I could build here and here, which is exactly what I'm going to do right now. I mean, we'll build a city here as well and get those assimilating and converting the migrants that come in. You know, while we're burning down aggressive expansion, I see no reason why I shouldn't proceed down here and grab some of Carthage's mercs, so that when we do come in conflict with one another, they won't have them. He has quite a bit about. There are some Roman mercs and whatnot. Actually, the problem is that I need to save money, build a wonder. I need the commerce and slave output wonder, as well as a government traditions wonder. Our cities have come online and we're making quite a bit of money. This wonder is going to happen sooner than later. Looks like the Roman might not have the stability for some warring that he is involved in. They gave him what he wanted. Yep, he's mopped up. There was a point in time, I'm sure it was a trap, but we could have declared here from our matter of, we had claims in Insubria, we could have gone down, boom, and split him in half. But that time is gone. And besides, we weren't ready, still probably not ready to tangle with the Roman. Our legions or levy count is coming up, though. As much as I like PI, it's not enough for the 10 stability, that's for sure, so we'll take 5 pips of stability. We probably should build another city, maybe inland, maybe sort of close to our capital area. This does not have a city in it, or maybe we'll just not worry about that and build it for the purposes that a city is meant for, is consolidating pops and promoting them, as opposed to assimilating and converting them, etc. So I think here looks good. We have a nearby river, which is better than not. It's not the capital, but it soon will be. And we'll build that city right now. I spent some money, diverted it from our Wonder Fund to get our Wonder building provenance properly populated. These guys, they're going to promote to freemen and whatnot, a lot of slaves and such as well. Should help with the pace of the building. As of note, this province here was a 0.23 down, and now it's a 0.10 down. All I did was move some Druidics in and move some Iberics out. We'll take some PI. I'm going to head down here, grab these Carthaginian mercenaries. Actually, I'm going to divert here and get ready to do that. I want to build this wonder sooner than later. I set a tier 3 for tax. I don't want a tier 2, I want the tier 3. Get the local import routes. I see. We'd really rather have that in our capital area, wouldn't we? Let's see here. That's 51 or 5,200 days. I'm going to check to see how long it will take in our present capital. About twice as long or thereabouts, but will that really be twice as long as we grow this over the next couple of years? Probably not. We have a proper leader, so it's really not all that long. It's another 1,000 days or thereabouts. Let's build it in our present capital location. We're going to get 10% tax, 10% commerce, 3 import routes. We'll juice our slave output, which is not relevant presently, but will be increasingly relevant going forward. And then this one is always very nice. Provincial loyalty plus 0.07. Corruption, that'll put us at a 0.17 downtick. I can give all my officers free hands, and then loyalty of governors. Always nice as well. Let's do that immediately. Leaves me free to go and recruit those mercenaries and start this war in America. I think we're presently safe from the Roman menace, even with this manpower and whatnot, due to our ability to rinse, repeat these mercenaries. So we could purchase this mercenary, ferry them across the channel, have them engage the Romans should they make it that far. Either he gets shattered or beaten down and battered, at which point we can dismiss him and have him go back to wherever he came from and then hire another one. I find this maneuver really funny relative to the Imperator art with the Roman navy and about to invade Britain. It's the inverse of that. There's a couple of mercs right here. I'll take them. There's another merc right here I'm going to grab on the way back. Leave his line mercs over here just in case he gets into it with the Romans. Have a new election, lose, get some PI, take some tyranny, no problem. Couple of advances. We'll grab this merc. Build out some theaters in these conversion and assimilation cities. I'm going to build a temple in either as well. Let's call up some Britannian levies. Get Belgica in on the fray as well. Clear this war, which is over before it started. And it's over. And disband the levies and just let the mercs take care of these 3 forts. Clear this war, trigger the lot, and close out our Matter of America mission. Assault, assault, and assault. A few moments later, peace. Some nice assimilation here. 15 pops, I'll take. Some more pops. 15 PI. In a glorious triumph, but no city. Finish the mission, see what we get now. Matter of Transalpine Gaul. Been somewhat hesitant to approach the Roman. We technically don't border him, but somehow he's acquired the casus belli on us. There he is right there, casus belli from the Roman. It's inevitable that we're going to become neighbors, so why not take this mission and get some claims down there. With that having been said, these mercs, I'll ferry them back to our mercenary island here and call that an episode. I hope to see you in the next one.